Well, good Sunday evening, and thanks for tuning in to News 19 at 6. I'm Rachel Ripp. We are starting tonight with the weather. While it's been a beautiful, warm and sunny day today, that could be changing.
So I'm headed back down. There's a shadow up here. Get ready for 6 more weeks of winter this year.
This is video from this morning where Pennsylvania's groundhog, Punxsutawney Phil, saw his shadow, which foreshadows some cold weather ahead. Now, you might have heard us talking about this last night. Well, Bree, the groundhog has spoken, but can we expect any cold weather here in South Carolina in the coming days?
Not here in the next few days. We're actually going to be about 20 degrees above normal, and it's going to be feeling like spring here in the next couple of days. So we're looking ahead at the end of February. We could see some colder weather though, but beautiful skies out there tonight. Sun has set across the Midlands and we're seeing pretty mostly clear skies, a few clouds out there. We were warm today. We came in at 68 degrees for that high, a low of 58. Our normal or our average high of 58. Our low was 46. Our normal low is 35. So we were about 10 degrees above normal for the low and the high today, and we're going to continue to see this as we head into the week. Out there right now, temperatures in the upper 50s for the northern Midlands, 59 in Newberry, 55 in Winsboro, 57 in Campton, Bishopville, and Sumter, 66 in Columbia, 62 in Orangeburg. A little warm in Lexington at 68, but it is feeling pleasant out there right now. A few clouds, but mostly clear skies. Everyone's staying dry. We're not expecting rain for the next several days. But for the next several hours, we are going to see temperatures cooling down into the 40s overnight tonight. And we're going to see another warmer day tomorrow, back in the 70s tomorrow. We've been in the 60s this weekend, but it's going to be warm for the week ahead. Our Midlands forecast tonight shows mostly clear skies. We're going to stay dry tonight. And as we head into our Monday, we're going to continue to stay dry through the start of the week as well. We are going to see a little bit of fog tomorrow morning, but that's going to clear out by mid-morning. And we'll see dry and sunny conditions through our Monday afternoon, and that's going to stick around through the evening as well. So beautiful day tomorrow, a little bit of a foggy start, but perfect for getting out and enjoying some fresh air outside. Partly cloudy skies tonight, calm winds, temperatures in the upper 30s, low 40s tonight. But highs tomorrow back in the low 70s for a lot of the Midlands. Some could stay in the upper 60s. For the next 6 to 10 days, we are still going to be seeing warmer than normal temperatures here in South Carolina. But once we get into the middle to end of February, we are seeing some signs that cooler weather could make a return. But for at least the next 7 days, we're going to be very, very warm. Highs in the upper 70s. Some could even get to 80 by the end of the week. We do have a few chances for rain as we head into the end of the week and next weekend, but right now those chances are staying very low. Plenty of sunshine and warm weather though for the next several days as we head into the new week. Rachel.
Well, new tonight, we're learning more about a fire that caused a lot of damage to the South Carolina Appleseed Legal Justice Center yesterday morning. In a statement to News 19, the center's executive director said, quote, "This place was more than a building. It was the birthplace of ideas and strategies that protected so many low-income South Carolinians. It was a gift from some of the most incredible advocates and a symbol of our commitment to fighting for justice in our community. And it was a beacon of hope for so many who needed it." The center's executive director, Bridget Brown, went on to say they do not know much about the future of their physical office, but she says they will continue to fight for justice. This is some video we took of what the building currently looks like. According to a post on Facebook, the center said a fire broke out at the building next door and spread to their office. Thankfully, they say no one was injured, and they're grateful to first responders with the Columbia Fire Department for putting that fire out quickly. The Legal Justice Center says this office space was their home for over 20 years. If you'd like to help them out and make a donation, for more information, you can visit this story on our website, WLTX.com. Also new tonight, some good news. The Sumter County Sheriff's Office telling us a missing woman is back home and safe after she went missing back in December. 20-year-old Audrey Fabiano went missing on Christmas Eve after she was last seen with 2 people in a light-colored sedan. But like we said, she has come back home and is now safe. Well, President Trump has signed an executive order that imposes new tariffs on goods from Mexico, Canada, and China. Canada responded hours later with retaliatory tariffs of its own, while Mexico said it was also planning to issue tariffs on the U.S. Here's CBS with the latest.
President Trump declared an economic emergency in order to place duties of 10% on all imports from China and 25% on imports from Mexico and Canada. The tariffs are set to go into effect on Tuesday. The president's actions involving the largest U.S. trade partners drew swift condemnation from Democratic leaders.
I think we might want to call this the Donald Trump Super Bowl tax, with the big game coming next week. If you know, avocados, tomatoes, beer from Mexico, price is going to go up.
What's that going to mean? Higher prices for New Yorkers, higher prices for Americans. It's going to affect almost everything.
Tariffs don't cause inflation, they cause success. There could be some temporary short-term disruption, and people will understand that.
On social media, President Trump wrote that tariffs were necessary to protect Americans, to pressure the 3 nations to do more to curb the manufacture and export of illicit fentanyl. He also wants Canada and Mexico to reduce illegal immigration into the U.S.
Absolutely. Fentanyl through Canada, human trafficking through Canada, also with China in that mix for fentanyl as well.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau pushed back.
Our border is already safe and secure, but there's always more work to do. Less than 1% of fentanyl, less than 1% of illegal crossings into the United States come from Canada.
Trudeau also said Canada would slap 25% tariffs on up to $155 billion on goods, including alcohol and fruit. Chanel Call, CBS News, New York.
And as President Trump is responding to some concerns surrounding tariffs, News 19 is hearing from others wondering how or if the prices of everyday items could increase. We caught up with community members to find out if they're planning ahead for potential price hikes.
How are we going to survive? How are we going to survive? We don't make enough money. So how are we going to survive? It's crazy. If you're not rich, you're not going to make it. And it's pretty much forcing you to do things that you really wouldn't do. I'm thinking about buying in bulk, but it's going to eventually run out. Then what?
One grocery shopper sharing frustration, explaining she's a teacher and worried that if produce prices increase, certain items could become too expensive to buy.
It's going to cause me to have to plan ahead more and make more cuts and shop around, and it's definitely going to impact my budget. I'm a teacher, so I don't make a ton of money. So it's just definitely going to impact the way that I spend money and go about. Even eating out, I know it's going to raise prices for that. So it's just going to make life a lot harder and less convenient.
President Trump says tariffs are a necessary solution and are expected to go into effect Tuesday. Well, a bill that would use South Carolina education lottery funds to pay for private school tuition is moving forward. The Senate passed the second reading of the bill this week, with a final reading set for Tuesday. It then heads to the House, where lawmakers could amend or pass it. The bill expands eligibility to students in families making up to 400% of the federal poverty level.
I think it's the right of any parent to send their child to the school that might best fit their needs, because all districts are not created equal. Some of them are stronger in some suits than they are in others.
So if you look at where this has been done in other states, what actually happens is those already sending their children to private school end up getting a voucher and some type of rebate. What we ought to be doing is actually focusing on the actual problems of public education.
Senators will have the third reading this week, where no amendments can be discussed on the bill without a 3/5 vote.
And the warm weather sticks around through the week, highs in the upper 70s. We have a few chances for rain as we head into the end of the week, but for the next several days, we're staying sunny and dry.
And that's our time for now. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back for News 19 at 11.
The news doesn't end here. Download WLTX Plus for free on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.